Hi everyone, I want to share my shocking, amazing, and unimaginable story with you guys. I'm gonna read this video for the most part because there's so much to it and I don't want to mess up being a rookie YouTuber and all. I was inspired to share my story, wishing it rekindles your hope in life never to give up, no matter how hard things get. Through my journey of recovering from minor brain surgery, I have discovered a peace and true happiness that has helped me be successful in life. I've accomplished many cool things like learning to walk again, becoming a youth leader, getting a 4.0 in college, publishing a short book last summer, and other things over the last 10 years that I will share with you in this video. My story begins 10 years ago. Being a semi-pro baseball player, I was feeling extremely fatigued all the time. My vision seemed to be difficult at times to focus, and my balance was way off. I knew something major was wrong, I just wasn't sure what yet. Finally, after seeing many doctors and specialists, an MRI of my head showed a small tumor the size of a grape in the middle lower back of it. My whole world turned upside down in an instant. My first thought was, there goes baseball, as I teared up. That's always hard to say. My doctor hugged me and comforted me, telling me that I had a tough road ahead, but I had the optimism and positiveness to make the situation as best as possible. He referred me to a renowned neurosurgeon that I had a consultation with immediately. He was quite optimistic and suggested that I have the tumor removed right away. He thought it was benign, but he wouldn't know for sure until he performed a biopsy of it during the surgery. He assured me that I wouldn't even know I had surgery a few weeks after it, and I'd be back to my daily routine because things would go so smooth. I woke up in the ICU after 5 hours of brain surgery with tubes coming out of me, and I had lost the ability to walk. After waking up, I had a few minutes to contemplate my situation before the doctor came in. Imagine, at first, I was pretty certain that baseball was over for me, hearing the devastating news that I had a brain tumor, then reassured that I could go right back to things in no time, then waking up in the ICU and realizing that some of my medical issues were most likely permanent, which meant no more baseball for me at all. I was taking the front seat of an emotional roller coaster. I was in shock from waking up to even think past a day, much less a few weeks from then. The doctor came in and explained things to me. He told me that I'd probably never walk again. I told him not to tell me what I can to do. I spent the next 2 weeks in physical therapy learning to walk again. Thank goodness I don't walk funny or anything. Here is a great picture explaining my surgery. The blood vessels learned how to do things all my life with the tumor. They had to sever the blood vessels leading into the tumor. They had to reconnect, learning how to make my body do what my brain already knew how to do once it was removed. Here's the next shocking part to my story. My speech was actually okay the first 9 days after surgery. I had a severe allergic reaction to a combination of medications. I just woke up one morning. It is the way it is now and probably always will be. I remember a moment in the hospital when I cried asking God, why me? I felt as if I did everything right in life, that this was so unfair to me that I had to accept the fact that bad things do happen to good people. I was faced with the decision at that moment to either let destroy me or make the best of it. I recovered at my parents' home in Seattle for 2 years after surgery, working on things like my writing and walking. Here's a sample of my writing in high school, then shortly after my brain surgery, and then a sample of my writing currently. One of the major accomplishments since my surgery, and not because I'm vain, but my body after surgery and recovering at my parents', I was depressed from everything I lost, and when I get depressed, I have no appetite. I ended up losing 50 pounds and weighed 135. I was sick then. So, to go from that to a few years later, and then where I'm at now, which is 175, and probably the best shape I've ever been in my life. That's a huge accomplishment for me. I always say, I got my body back. Here's a picture of me shortly after having brain surgery on the left. In the middle is a picture of me about 5 years after, and on the right is a picture of me currently. After that time, I was ready to live on my own. I moved across the state to an apartment by myself. I take no meds, work out a few hours each day, and everything is great mentally. While I lived on my own, I ended up getting active in my church, becoming a youth leader and youth basketball coach. I decided to try driving again during that time, bought my Acura, got my license again, and then I enrolled in college, getting a 4.0 after a year. At the end of my school year, I ended up getting a part-time job, and after 3 months, I transferred my job to Utah, where I spent 3 years there. I was Scoutmaster and then wrote my story. When I was done writing it, I wanted to come back to Spokane, Washington for a little while, where it all began. I published my short book called Bouncing Back on Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. My minute-long book trailer is in the top right-hand corner. If you click on the little eye and below it, you can subscribe to my channel. This is the message I hope you all get from my story and share with others, no matter how bad you think it is or how hard it gets. Never give up. Many times I wanted to give up. That would have been so much easier in my mind. But like the saying goes, no one said it would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it. I'm here to promise you all, and I don't promise much in life, but I do promise that it's worth it. I never imagined such amazing accomplishments and the many lives I've already drastically impacted, all due to not giving up. I really hope my story moved you enough to share it with your coworkers, loved ones. Remember to like this video and comment right below. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but you can find all my links to them at the top of my Facebook page. I'd be more than happy if you send me a friend request or message me. Thank you for letting me share my story with you all. I hope you have a great rest of the day.